reality check. Maybe I'll have a transition there at some point. But basically, whenever a Slack versus reality episode comes out, and there's a bunch of unanswered questions that the ones that don't get featured on a future Slack versus reality episode, get answered in this segment, reality check. All right. So to begin, we have our first reality check by Fernando Tario 8819, and as of right now, 2 days ago, and he says that meat on the bone is way more than 600 or 6,000 calories. All right, and he's referring to the episode "How much calories does Luffy eat?" where I go in depth, somewhat in depth, not like crazy in depth, but go a little in depth, describing how much food Luffy eats. And an example I use is his iconic meat on the bone, or like the drumstick thing he eats. And according to my calculations, were very rough. I just eyeballed it and kind of guessed how much there were. I said there was about 6,000 and that's like a on the lower end. However, this comment suggests that it may be more. So, let us open a new window and really kind of look at how much is on one of those meat on a bone. One Piece Luffy meat on a bone. Alright, and then we're gonna look at cuts of steak, of beef. Alright, cuts of beef. Because like one of those things is like a leg. Or let's just look up how much pounds of beef is on one leg. Alright. It's kind of weirded, not the best way for the search results, but it should give us something. Okay, so a single hind leg. All right, let's look at this. This is probably a more reliable source. If you're not a farmer or butcher, how you supposed to know how much meat is in half a cow? Blah blah. Okay. A whole beef. So this is how much cuts you get from a whole beef. And half a beef. That's interesting, but I can't on the fly just like analyze that. It's gonna take some time. So let's see. Let's see. Much calorie and ribeye steak. So per 100 grams, there's 300 calories. All right. So 300 calories per 100 grams. So 3,000 calories per 1,000 grams. Which is, I think, close to what we calculated. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, let's look back at this list. So we have I wish I had like a little diagram. We have the different cuts. They have sirloin, ribs, also buko. I don't know what that is, but we have that. We don't have this image. Okay, let's look at this image. Okay, this is kind of what we're looking for. Okay, the shin is about 32 pounds, and there's 2.5 cuts in it. Because that's what we're looking at. And the shank. Okay. Let's go down to the shank and brisket, because we're looking at the shin and shank. Okay, shank. That's where we're going to look up. Calorie of shank. Okay. So 85 grams of beef shank is 171 calories. Well, 100 grams. Okay, let's go for the 100 grams. 100 grams of cooked beef shank is 201 calories. So let's just call it a even 200. It's 200 calories per 100 grams. So every kilogram, it's 2,000 calories. Right? No, or is more. Be 20,000 calories per kilogram. And then a pound is about 2.2. 1 kilogram is about 2.2 pounds, I mean. So got 20, so like 44,000 calories. Here, let me pull up a calculator. Okay, so we have, how much? Let's close that, we don't need that. I forgot what I was doing. Okay, we have 200 calories per 100 grams. And then there's 100 grams per... Oh, I can't do the math, yo. Okay. I just need a pen and paper. Alright, I might have to pull up the notepad. Or this thing. Okay. 200. Right? 200 calories per 100 grams. Okay. Or that should go down there. Oops. Alright, let's get rid of that part. Okay. So we have 200 calories per 100 grams, right? And then oops, this guy. And then there's 1,000, grams per 1 kilogram, right? Okay, and then we have 2.2 pounds per kilogram. So if we do this math, so it's going to be that number, which, let me pull up the calci. So 200 times 2.2 times 1,000. Right, let me double check. Oh, that's the wrong thing. This guy. Yes. Okay. So we do that. Then we divide that by 100. If my memory serves me right. Oh, I just opened the wrong, right, same thing. Okay, here. By 100, correct. So let's go back to this guy. And we get this amount. So we get, I don't know, I copied that, by the way, and I was going to paste it on here, but I have to write it out. Anyway, we get, oh no, I messed up. I messed up. This should be flipped around. Okay. Let's flip this around. And how I knew I messed up is because we want calories per pound. That's what we're going to try to find. But I had calories per kilogram. So we got 2.2 pounds on the bottom. And then we got 1 kilogram up top. So that means these cancel out, these cancel out. Here, let me highlight it. These cancel out, these cancel out, and then we're left with pounds and calories. All right, so let's do that math again. Okay, sorry, let me just pull up this guy. So clear everything. So it's 200 times 1,000, right? Boom, divided by 2.2 times 100. And let me just double verify. 200 times 1,000 divided by 100 divided or times 2.2. Go back to the calculator. And okay, we get this amount. I did the same thing last time. Okay, clear this up. So per pound, we get 909 calories per pound. So if we times that number by 3, because we said each meat bone was 3 pounds, we get 2,000. We get a little bit less actually than what we calculated. Times 3, 27 repeating. 27,000 or 2,727. I mean, 0.27 repeating forever and ever. Calories. So my estimation was actually overly estimated. If we take that into account, I believe it was 50 pounds times this 909. So that's 45. Hold on, I'll say it more proper like. Okay, so that's 45,450 calories, which is more in line with what we saw online. So maybe my video is wrong, but that could just be just for the meat. I mean, I didn't even take into account other things Luffy eats, which are pastries and other calorically dense food like milk, drink, soda, you know? So pastry, sugars, candy. I didn't even take none of that into account. So, I mean, I still think I'm more accurate, more realistic on how much he eats. But I guess in this reality check segment, we found out that actually, no, Luffy does eat about 50,000 calories, 30,000 calories, 60,000 calories a day. Or at least for a meal. I mean, that's like for one portion. I don't know. They said a day in some of those videos. I don't believe that. That's like for maybe a meal. He can eat 60,000. Okay, maybe. I think he still eats more than that, but definitely a meal. He could eat 60,000, but not a day. He eats way more. At least 3 times that a day, or 5 times that. And there's also the thing the manga says. That's why I believe what I believe, but we're listening to the math here, and this is what the math says. So that was reality check. Thank you, Fernando Tario819 for the comments. And hopefully you guys comment on the next Slack versus reality, so we have another cool reality check segment where we just double check on our work. Always good to get a second look. This program was made possible by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.